District 1 Woman of the Year carries a big stick that walks softly through Oneida County.
It's my sledgehammer. Cost me $109, and I hammer out at least 15 rocks a day out of the rolling harrows or the disc, and I wouldn't be able to do it without it. I'm Nancy Acey from Oneida County, Malad, Idaho. I live on a small farm in St. John area of Malad with my husband. He raises turkeys. I also run my dad's farm, which is dry land, CRP. We took it out of CRP conservation program and put it in the SAFE program, which is State Acres for Wildlife Enhancement. And in order to do this, we've had to dig it all up.
So that's where the sledgehammer comes in.
Yeah, the rolling harrows and the discs. The rocks get stuck in them because that land's been in CRP for over 25 years and there's lots of rocks.
And on the softer side, she is known as Nurse Nancy.
I'm a registered nurse. I started working at Oneida County Hospital 39 years ago, and I'm still there. I'm the director of nursing, and it's an 11-bed hospital, and we do a lot of services.
And in her spare time,
here's some of my knitted socks. I've made over 200. People keep having their babies, so they want more socks.
And then there's the pickle.
But I grow them because a lot of people tell me how they love my pickles, so I have to make a lot of pickles so I can share them.
Nancy and husband Bill have long been known for growing big and delicious turkeys.
Well, the biggest one we've grown was about 65 pounds, but it was the best tasting one. The bigger the turkey, the better tasting. But he used to grow about 100, and this year he downsized to only 12. So if you wanted a turkey this year, you had to pay good money for it and speak up quick.
As a Farm Bureau member volunteer, Nurse Nancy has focused on kid safety and education.
One of my main focuses in Farm Bureau with youth is helmet safety. And being a nurse, I see a lot of accidents that are more tragic than they could have been if they'd had the right helmet. And you have to have the right helmet. If you're riding a horse, it takes the right helmet for horse riding and the right helmet for bike riding or for ATV. Helmet safety is really important to me. And my women's board, we go out into the schools and teach about the Constitution, and we teach about farming, and we get the irrigation guy, the Farm Bureau, to bring the irrigation thing, and we talk about irrigation and soil. So we spend quite a bit of time in our local schools.
And in her 39 years of membership in Farm Bureau,
well, Bill and I have enjoyed Farm Bureau for a lot of years, and we've helped with 39 Farm Bureau banquets every November, and we've been involved ever since we were married, and we've done a lot together in Farm Bureau. And I enjoy the Farm Bureau ladies because it gives me some real good friendships, some honest, true, good friendship.
Living in Malad, Idaho, Nancy Acey, Farm Bureau Woman of the Year. District 2 Woman of the Year proudly lives where few other people do.
My name's Susan Johnson, live in Leadore, Idaho. I tell everybody we live in the sticks because the mail only comes 3 days a week. We run a cow-calf operation here with our son and his wife, and we run about 400 pairs and 100 head of yearlings through the summer. We run 1,800 acres of hay and oat hay ground that we farm, and then we rent about another 1,000 acres of pasture ground. We also have some forest permits, BLM.
Susan and husband Steve used to live in Teton County for 33 years, until 5 years ago when urban sprawl pushed them out.
We raised our family in Driggs, lived there for 33 years, and when they started building all the golf courses, we decided to sell out, and we looked for a couple of years for ranches, and we ended up in Leadore. We like it here. It's been a good move for us. I especially love that there isn't so many neighbors.
Leadore is located at the intersections of Highway 28 and 29. About 80 kids attend K through 12 at the local school.
Oh, downtown Leadore. It's a happening place. At the moment, I think we have a cafe that's open when she feels like cooking. We have one store, At the moment we have 2 gas stations that just opened a couple of weeks ago. The church and the school are the big part of the community, and which something that I find really funny. On Friday nights at the ball games, they serve shrimp and steak strips at the concession stand. So that's our big night out on the town.
The Johnsons have spent the last 5 years putting the ranch back into good working condition, and the work is never done.
Always building fences. One of the first things we started with was working on the corrals. This summer we've added a set of scales to be able to weigh the cattle and ship from here. And I think we've got in the plans another small wiper pivot to alleviate the hand lines. Steve thinks he's getting too old to move hand lines, and I refuse.
Susan and Steve are not exactly spring chickens, if you know what I mean, and a major move at this point in life would worry most, but not Susan, who is loving the new adventure.
For me, we were excited to be able to continue to ranch, because with the development and the things that were happening in Driggs, we had to decide if we wanted to continue the lifestyle that we had to leave the valley. That was what we felt was happening, and so we made the decision to continue ranching and to work with our kids. And it was kind of exciting to move and find new things and meet new people and have new experiences. And
from District 2, living in Leadore, Idaho, Susan Johnson, Farm Bureau Woman of the Year. District 3 Woman of the Year raises championship livestock and quality kids.
My name is Maria Brown. I was born and raised here in Burley. My husband was raised just down the road. He deals in used farm equipment. We have a small cow-calf operation. We raise a few horses and alfalfa and kids. We have 5 kids. Anywhere from 27 to 11.
And it was the will of a daughter that took the Browns down the road to national livestock shows and competition for the best in the U.S.
Our daughter decided that she wanted some show heifers, and so we started with Mid-Continent Farms in Washington, Kansas as a mentoring situation, and we bought our basis from them, and they've mentored us along, and we raised purebred Charolais and some club calf cows.
And since 2004, the Brown family has also been a part of the Burley FFA program.
And we've had a daughter that went to national soils. You know, that soils is amazing. It's a great thing to study. They've been proficiency winners. We have one that's currently a state of Idaho winner in crop production, and he is a gold winner on a national level. Nathaniel was in auto mechanics. He was a state winner and participated in the Ford AAA national competition. And they use these skills every day.
The agriculture way is a part of Maria's family heritage.
For generations, we've been involved. My dad was born in the 20s. They lived through the Depression. He farmed with a team of horses. He was so excited when he got his first tractor, and that kind of instilled a love of livestock and animals in me and in my family. And my husband was raised on a dairy, a small dairy. It's just a great way of life, a great way to teach kids responsibility, to give them skills to grow and develop. And we've learned that you can make a small operation work. It's not all about being big and making tons of money. It's about raising kids that are interested in helping agriculture succeed in the future, because they will be who helps provide the food and fiber for our nation. We've got a picture up here of the kids with all their buckles. The goal was, at one point, they all wanted to win a buckle. And the picture isn't about the buckle per se. The picture is about the family time, the work ethic, and the hours that were spent there to reach their end goal.
Maria also understands the daily battle agriculture seems to face and the importance of Farm Bureau being at the table.
We need good, strong lobbyists. We need eyes and ears everywhere to know the bills, the EPA regs that are coming at us, and to be able to fight it. You know, our water's at stake, our livelihoods are at stake. and it's an important battle. Farm Bureau's doing a good job.
From District 3, living in Burley, Idaho, Maria Brown, Farm Bureau Woman of the Year. In District 4, Woman of the Year is the last of a dying breed, a cow woman. So much so, she's known locally as Cow Patty.
I'm Patty Chandler. I'm from Weiser, Idaho. I've born and raised here, lived here my whole life, and I've actually been out in these hills my whole life.
These hills are straight up and down, the kind you find in the Snake River Canyon of Idaho. Patty and husband Casey make their living here.
Out here, there's 38,000 acres, and it's all dry land, steep hills, but there's lots and lots of grass, and our cows do really well.
Today we're at the Trail Creek Corrals, about 30 miles down the Snake River from Weiser. Gathering time on the mountain, where Cow Patty first helps herd, then sort the bunch of about 100 head, and then ropes them, and on first loop, both hills captured.
I've always just said it's God's country, and when I'm out here, I'm as close to the Father as you can get. Sometimes, though, there's plenty of challenges, and the other side is here too.
Like fire, it's struck often in these rangeland hills.
Out here, our biggest threat is fire. We burnt in 2005, that was the Snake 1 fire, and then we burnt last year, and that was the Weiser Complex fire.
Happy for Patty Chandler is checking cattle on the range.
It was amazing how quick I gotta go to the hills. I gotta go to the hills and see the cows, and just to make me feel better. And I do feel better when I see them, and it just makes me happy.
Cow Patty has also taken up Western photography and has only one rule for the subjects she shoots.
I tell them all the time, though, they gotta have a cowboy hat and a gear on, because I don't like it. I don't like it in the pictures if it's not authentic.
And her favorite money shot is indeed a work of art.
I'm just shooting away. I mean, I put it on sports mode and as quick as I can take them while it's going, because it's pretty fast to catch a loop. And I have to say, it's pretty awesome. It's big open loop. I think it was Houlihan he threw out there, and it's just open, and the calf and cow are right in it.
From District 4, living in Weiser, Idaho, Patty Chandler, Farm Bureau Woman of the Year. District 5 Woman of the Year is a farm wife in motion, fast motion.
My name is Sheila Marie Hasselstrom, and I'm married to Eric Hasselstrom, and I have 3 children. My husband and I farm about 2,500 acres, dry land farming. This year we put up 800 acres of hay. We're also growing some oats and some wheat, and we grow barley and canola.
Along with 150 head of sheep and cattle, 150 mother cows with calves. And on the day of our visit, they were out, and Sheila springs into action.
But you have to love what you do, because if you looked at your hours and you looked at your vacation schedule and you looked at how many naps you got to take during the day, or if you were well rested, most people wouldn't take up this occupation.
Now it's on to the latest big project, building new corrals to work the cattle in.
Now, Mom doesn't get all of this stuff done around the farm by sitting around the house and playing with my iPod. My husband always says that he runs his day on fire patrol, you know, running to the next fire to make sure that the fire's, you know, getting put out. And I think that my part here is making sure there's no fires.
Sheila loves the lifestyle, and hopes her kids will someday want to take over things and live the same quality of life she's enjoying. But she has one condition.
I would love for my kids to be able to live this lifestyle, but I am a firm believer that they need to go out into this big world and they need to punch a time clock for a while, work for somebody else, learn the ropes of responsibility from somebody other than their parents, and then come back. And they're welcome to come back. But my husband and I both firmly believe that the kids have an excellent opportunity here once they go out and decide that this is what they want to do.
Sheila fears most folks in today's world are not capable of caring for themselves, and that concern is what brought her to Farm Bureau.
I was sitting one day and I was thinking about, you know, what occupies my day, you know, and what occupies the average American's day. And I guess when I took a look inside of Farm Bureau, I saw the participation in the education end of agriculture into our world. Education with our kids at school, education to the public, and that really interested me.
What the world needs is more women like Sheila.
I don't know, I don't sit around and wait for anybody. You know, if I want a hole dug in my yard, I go find the piece of equipment and I dig the hole in my yard.
From District 5, living in Winchester, Idaho, Sheila Hasselstrom, Farm Bureau Woman of the Year.